documented more than 1.3 million cases of ID theft from 2011 to 2016 by illegals who received individual taxpayer identification numbers even though they weren't eligible. And then in 2017, the IRS also discovered 1.2 million cases of illegal aliens filing tax returns with Social Security numbers that were either fake or belonged to someone else. Isn't that nice? And when asked by CNS News how many of those thieves had been referred for criminal prosecution, the IRS replied that it did not know. It didn't know? What? Let's discuss how this could happen with a former IRS investigator, Joseph Bannister. All right, Joe, it's great to see you. Okay, when I first read this today, and I guess this came out like on Friday, and we didn't get to it because of all the McCabe stuff, I was like, if you or I cross the IRS, we're toast. Let's face it. We're going to be audited for the next, the last 10 years. But illegal immigrants can steal IDs and then file for over and get payments for child tax credits fraudulently, never get prosecuted. Explain how this can happen.
Well, you and your guest, Laura, were talking a lot about the deep state earlier in your show, and I would propose that the IRS is the original deep state operation. They've been around since 1913, and you talk about a power unto itself, unaccountable. You mentioned Lois Lerner earlier, Commissioner Koskinen. I mean, they're just, I was really amazed that there was a firing at the FBI, because I don't think that it's 1-0, 1 being the FBI and 0 being the IRS. They just don't follow the law. The American people have no idea how much fraud and corruption goes on inside the agency. I've got my wading boots ready for President Trump to volunteer and go into the deepest, muckiest part of the swamp, and that's the IRS.
Oh, yeah, I remember Lois Lerner. Remember all those disappearing emails, and we couldn't find the BlackBerries, and then I guess we found some of them. But this goes though right to the heart of the lawlessness theme that we're going to be hitting all week long on the Ingraham Angle. That there seems to be, especially on the part of the Democrats. I'm not holding, I'm keeping everybody accountable, Republicans, Democrats. But on the part of the Democrats, there seems to be this embrace of conflicts of interest, unethical behavior, rank bias, lawlessness, if it helps their political agenda, which is why nobody trusts the government today. I mean, very few people trust the government. And this case of illegal aliens filing tax returns with fake numbers, getting refunds with fake information, robbing the U.S. government of tax dollars is mind-boggling. And yet it's happening without any prosecution. Who is responsible for this policy? Who is responsible for this prioritization or lack thereof?
I'm afraid it's the Congress ultimately, but of course the Congress is supposed to answer to us. So if we don't raise a stink about it, nothing's going to happen. Actually, Americans are better off if an illegal alien makes up a Social Security number. Because as the statistics in the report showed, over 1 million numbers that were accurately issued by the Social Security Administration belonging to regular Americans. Over 1 million of those were used by illegal aliens on W-2 forms. And the only way that the IRS found out about this is by TIGTA, the Treasury Inspector General, looking into what goes on here, and they see a W-2 with a Social Security number on it and a tax return with an ITIN on it. And they say, wait a second, somebody with an ITIN isn't supposed to have a Social Security number.
Yeah, but what the bottom line, we got to keep it really simple for the American people. The bottom line is there's document fraud, there is mail fraud, there's probably wire fraud. This is all fraudulent. And the IRS looks the other way, and I think a lot of it is politics. I know they have bigger fish to fry maybe, but when you add it up 2.5 million people, that's crazy.
And 0 prosecutions.
It's nuts. Totally crazy. Anyway, we're out of time, but thank you for your expertise on this. And I know we could do an hour just on the IRS. Maybe we will, actually. But thank you for that. And by the way, American students may be mired in mediocre test scores, but boy, can they organize national marches at the drop of a hat.